Hello everybody, Temple here, and welcome back to Night Rain. This is post-commentary Temple, because this was my first run against Everdark Caligo, which I was very excited about, but OBS reset all my settings, so it didn't record any of my microphone. So yeah, getting into this run, I was very excited to face this boss. Caligo is my favorite boss in the entire game, and even though I was like, okay, a fire weapon, probably not gonna happen, it's still gonna be a very interesting run. I had thought about using Revenant for Black Flame, but I decided to go with Guardian because the defensive properties also went back to pick up the Fire Grease just in case I didn't get a good fire weapon. The defensive capabilities of Guardian are just kinda insane. I saw they went for the key, so I was like, okay, I can just go down here. Again, Black Flame. This seemed like a really good shield to have just in case. Black Flame just kind of seems incredible against Caligo. I had no clue what the gimmick is gonna be. I like going into a boss like this blind, mostly. Yeah, deal with the Fire Monk very quickly. It's not really that hard, the thing. Remove guarding, but I like continuous HP recovery. It's just kind of solid overall. If you stack it, it's better, which is why I made that video. But beyond that, yeah, we do have the mountain on this map. I did not select this. I don't like conjuring the shifting earth, so I just kind of roll with whatever. But I'm pretty sure one of my teammates chose it. So I ended up, we ended up pretty well in line for this. Getting the Evergale early is pretty nice too. The circle ended up being on the top. I fully expected it to be on the bottom. This is an easy knockout as well. Lets me get level 3. The team I got also was pretty good. I feel like our Wilder has fought this before, which, you know, always welcome to have somebody that knows what they're doing. Ripple Crescent was very tempting, but then I saw the blood. And I can stab myself now, which is also, yeah. I can stab myself as he stabs me. But having bleed on a weapon is just, in general, pretty solid. I am running Evergale Relic, just to be clear. So any Evergale we do is very good for me. I will always ult the gang squad. They apparently thought the same. Because yeah, that's a lot of ults. But yeah, no, this ended up being a very fun run. I didn't get a fire weapon, so I kind of just went like, okay, maybe I'll get a Vikes from one of the bosses on the mountaintop. But I ended up with a pretty fun weapon that I don't really get to use that often. Extra chest. Reduced skill FP cost is not a bad thing to have. But yeah, inventory full. I should have dropped the Guardian Halberd by now, honestly, but it's fine. Thanks for Warming Stone, never wrong. And we see it in the top right, but he pings Libra. I'm looking at the map, so I'm being stupid right now, don't worry about it. He pings Libra, which is actually pretty interesting, and I was really hoping for improved physical, not improved physique, but it was the eventual greatness. I didn't entirely know how it worked. I did get eventual greatness, but apparently if you die, that just doesn't work anymore. It just resets you. Didn't know that, but oh well. Quick hippo. With the bleed. Teleport to his eye. Because it works like that. I like that I just have that knowledge from Elden Ring that you can just teleport to his eye from the other side. Max FP is the best for me there. Not really great. Unfortunate circle because the castle is outside of the circle. So we won't get to get a free talisman and whatever. And my job here is just basically to survive. I am very tanky. And eventual greatness. I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty hyped. But near the end of the day, I ended up dying anyway, so that's unfortunate. They pinged the castle. I didn't really think the castle was worth it. So I instead pinged this, just in case I had a chance at Vikes. Again, Vike is like the big fire weapon for Guardian, because it's a great spear, it has a higher chance to drop. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Check the merchants. Nothing like, I was hoping that had Black Flame blade, but it didn't. So I just went, you know what, I'll just get the extra pouch. Green spill is pretty nice. Extra pouch. Okay. With Frostbite, you shouldn't get the attack at low HP talisman. Because, get the plunge here. Because, you will always have at least a little bit of damage on you. Yeah, he didn't stand a chance. They pinged the... Oh, hello. And it didn't drop anything. Let's go. Love it when that happens. They ping the Everjail. I happily go along. The only thing is, of course, the boss next to that can be a red boss. So I was looking around for a boss. I should really know this by now. That if I don't see a boss, it is probably Black Knife Assassin. Because it sure was Black Knife Assassin. Black Knife Assassin is very easy though. We got some good hits off on it, so... Like, this fight in general went pretty fast. The attack drop, when did you get that missed? Also very nice. Shield parry there. Get that out of there. And improved poise is kind of just my best bet here. Open the Everjail. Got these two. They're not too hard. They're a bit annoying because they're kind of tanky, but they're honestly fine to deal with. They deal with the other one very quickly, but of course I am not a damage guy. Get backstab. My big damage right now stems from the bleed. I just take wounds. I like that I can pivot to like spells and incantations. They want to go for this, which is the invasion camp, which kind of iffy about. This is how I lost my eventual greatness, by the way. But honestly, pretty solid for runes, and it gives them good weapons. Ended up giving me a very good passive as well. Little backstab out of that, no clue how. Probably should have ulted here. but a Wilder Greatsword, which reduced skill FP cost. Which, reduced skill FP cost, that's just a massive upgrade for what I had, is really good. Improved damage negation at full HP, very solid. Ow. There goes my eventual greatness. Flower's honestly not worth my time. And yeah, you see my HP bar reset there. They are not bothering with flower. I do want that bow, so I just run in, pick up the bow. And dip. I dropped my seal, which, you know, unfortunate, but whatever. But that does mean that now here I can drop and ping it. Like, it's a good bow for him to have, but also just good passive effect. Since he is a bit more fragile. Max HP, always happy to take that. We already kind of routed this out. We can grab the church after this. And I was like, okay, we can probably take the bleed camp after this as well. I like just running this and like not even going with my build, just letting others decide and then being like, okay, but you know, if you want to grab this, we could also grab this along the way. Do a nice jump here. And whoop. The bleed camp is not hard. I just end up grabbing the sword. The sword eventually being like really big here. It's my highest damage weapon to begin with. Greatsword is pretty solid in general. Love the Greatsword moveset. While this Greatsword has a pretty good moveset in general as well. Ow. Decide to ult to be safe. Heal up a little bit. Bleed kinda hurts. And that's that, and that gives me reduced FP consumption, which not bad. You know, I'll take it. In general, that is pretty solid. It did, like, please let me fucking level up. Get out of my way. And we make it to the circle right in time. Like, we didn't have any worries. I was looking for the beetle that sometimes spawns over here. I don't think it spawned this time. So, unfortunate. Okay. Well, we go to the first night boss. We wait for the first night boss. And it's Cowboys, which I happen to get a shared order on this Wilder Greatsword, which allows you to kill skeletons without having to hit them once they're down. So, accidental, like really good play, because it does allow me to just kill these guys without having to worry. Unless one of them kills them, I'm pretty sure. But like, that's a really fortunate buff to get. Because a lot of these I can just one-shot and then they're just done. I don't have to bother with the extra hit. Hit these guys. So I was just like, okay, you guys focus on the tibia. And I'll just go and kill these guys. Get my shared order buff. She's now gonna spawn the bird, which is annoying. But also now that we can all focus on the mariner, that is like a lot of damage. I linger this a little bit to heal him to full. Cool. Pretty easy. Thrusting counterattacks is great for me specifically because halberds and such. However, I am not using the halberds. So, yeah. I am now looking... Okay, we need to get over to the mountain. The dragon attack up, like the anti-dragon effect on its own is pretty massive. Like, that alone makes this fight a lot easier. So I was like, we should focus on the mountain. Mountain has a ton of good buffs that are just very solid for us. They ping the average jail. I'm like, okay, if you have a key for that, you know, more than down. He missed the jump, I'm pretty sure. I think he missed the jump. Which is funny. Also, you get ambushed. I like that I just spawned straight behind him. He doesn't stand a chance against three of us. I love greatswords, man. Stop that. Don't want that. Should have probably taken physical attack power, but I wanted to make sure I was level 15. Because that's like the big thing. If you don't make level 15, then you're in a pretty bad spot for an Everdark boss. I see this, I'm like, okay, you know what? We can probably take this. He really wants to. I wasn't planning to, but they ulted. And just in advance, while they're down, picking the spot of the dragon. Affinity attack is nice in case I get a good weapon here at the end. They are pinging the location here in front, which I believe is a boss. Oh yeah. It's the double giants, frost giants, that are fighting with the dogs. We had an insane mountain run in general. Nice arrow to kill both the dogs. I try to get out of here so that I can get a stab here. Massive bleed, by the way. Like, holy shit, where is his health? And I know somebody else will take this, so I'm just, you know, gonna keep stabbing. Get another bleed proc. He didn't drop a... Oh. He did drop a thing. I'm just going improved frost resistance. Either these don't stack, or Caligo is just too strong. Because I had a bunch of the anti-frost, and I thought it was just, oh, it adds this amount of resistance. But Caligo did just instantly frostbite me. So I feel like there's either just a hard-coded thing that it's like, oh yeah, if you get hit by this, you get frostbitten, or they just don't stack. Nice. Really strong hits off here to begin. This boss isn't very bulky anyway, but my damage is still pretty bad. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'll just deal with this. Anti-dragon effect here is a no-brainer. And I ping the back route. I like the back route a lot because it's not a lot of interaction. It's pretty quick. The circle also hasn't closed yet, I will say. So we are doing very good on time. So, yeah. We can quickly grab ons here. I keep trying to like make him attack into the shield, but then my team arrives and they just keep stunning him. More frost resistance because might as well. Get level 12. If we can get Borealis, then we are in a very good position in general. Frost resistance here going kind of crazy. Like, I didn't get frostbitten at all. Just entirely skipped that. These are worth a check because they're legendary, but improved guard counters is pretty nice for me. Plus, it's just also pretty funny. I had a little chuckle when I picked that up. I was like, okay, but what if I use this? So because I got a legendary, I immediately checked the next one. Flowing Curse Sword, spell speed, not yeah, no. And we want Borealis. The circle has not yet closed in fully, so more than enough time for Borealis to go down here. I think they got health and steeple? I don't know. I was looking at their build, but I don't entirely know what they picked up there. You don't hit me with that. And I'm just like, okay, maybe I can contribute some bleeds here. Because my damage isn't that great. Shield Pike is fine. But even just with the dragon damage buff, this fight becomes a lot more manageable. I'm just there to hit it, so I'm just like, you know what, I'll just take this. Big damage. Nice dodge. Not nice hit, but we didn't take much from Frostbite at all. And they do their big move, so I'm just like, okay, if I ult here, I know I'll survive. I can keep them alive too. And legendary, here we go. The Sword of Night and Flame is a fire weapon, technically. I just go, you know what? That could actually be kind of fun. I don't get to use Sword and Board too often. And I think, like, this is a pretty good pickup. The skill, of course, is pretty strong. I do have the skill FP cost down. They point us to the back, and I'm just immediately like, wait, that's the birds, right? And I look, and yeah, it is indeed the birds. Birds also another boss that drops a buff, so I agree with this. And just the fact that this can imbue my weapon with fire damage means I have a really solid fire weapon in general to use against Caligo. A pretty consistent weapon as well. Plus straight swords are just fun to use. Not really anything good, but I take more improved frost resistance. And at this point, I remember there being, like, another Onzai over there. The thing that I remember is Onsei over there, then there's the extra loose giant. He's here, by the way. He was a little bit closer than I expected. Big damage. I mean, frost resistance. I am but a simple man. There's the giant down on the path next to the grace down below. And then there's the camp where you can get an extra weapon. Those were the two I was like, okay, maybe we can catch those. We definitely can catch the giant at this point. It's a real bummer that my eventual greatness didn't go off, because look, imagine my health bar if that would have worked. I dropped a little bit too early, I will say. Yeah, I'm jumping over it here. And he isn't until actually where my marker was. I thought I was wrong on my marker, but I was actually spot on my marker. So, yeah. But I mean, extra free buff is always welcome. Big fire move. Big damage as well. That's the thing I like also with this, is I, as Guardian, can actually do some decent damage. We can knock him out before we even have to front stab. Physical damage negation is nice. Guarding ability is also nice, but I don't really have anything to put it over. So I just take physical damage negation. Pretty sure she deals all magic damage. But yeah. Me and our and I both go for the camp, because yeah, if you kill this man, he drops the weapon. Sleep resistance. Not really interested. He finds a sacred scorpion, which also not really a big deal. And at this point, it's just a matter of, you know, kill some random guys here and there for some extra runes. The more we can buy in the shop, the better prepared we are. I just go, you know what, I have time for these guys down here. Any runes at this point, you know, we have level 15 in the bag. So any runes we can spend in the shop are nice. I wish I got a little bit more so that I could have upgraded, I think, the beetle, just in case. But yeah, any runes we can get now. Legendary Halberd, Golden Halberd, taking damage, boost damage negation. Very good on multi-hit things, like, and I dropped my bleed for this, because I'm mostly going to be using Sword of Night and Flame anyway. So taking damage, boost damage negation is just a very nice buff to have. Don't see any damage numbers, so I think they didn't see where that was, or it's already been picked up. Question mark. I know there's some dogs up here. So. Extra runes. Then I go to check the talisman, but of course there's no talisman. Level 14 with this amount of runes means we're guaranteed level 15. We can buy a... Don't see a talisman anywhere. We can buy a flask, which is also always nice. And yeah, Dancer. I noticed the three Nox warriors, which means it's Dancer. I'm actually pretty excited because I don't know Dancer that well. I haven't played, I believe it's Dark Souls 3 that Dancer's from. So I still need to get to that. A dancer did not really stand a chance, I will say. That's funny for the other mode, but I'm not using the other mode because I'm going to be using this one. But yeah, look at it. She got one attack off. She got to explode here, which is, you know, ow, a little bit of damage. And that's it. She didn't get more of a turn. My damage definitely isn't insane, but like with the addition of this sword, it is a lot higher. Affinity damage negation is just nice. So yeah, take that. And I forgot my gold pickled fowl food. Yeah? We going? We going. We're guaranteed level 15. So yeah. I have some debate on whether I bring the magic there, but it's kind of funny. And I decide on getting some candy, just in case I want to spam the skill more. I probably should have gotten a smithing stone, but I don't have the money for it right now. I would have liked the smithing stone to upgrade my shield. I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll take it. It's funny enough. The skill FP cost, continuous HP recovery is nice. Guard counters is nice. The passive on this is not the best. Less likely to be targeted. As a guardian, you don't generally want that. But I mean, it's a legendary fire weapon. I'm not gonna say no to a legendary fire weapon. He starts off with that attack. Something I wasn't expecting, but I mean, I guess that is a phase transition attack. He also missed, like, everything. He can't aim. The Caligo fight in general is pretty straightforward, so yeah, it's pretty easy to get behind. Ice Breath. I can get a quick hit there. Roll through that. Ow. And we get the debuff here. Nice. That's the thing, I have a weapon I can consistently buff with fire. Ran out here, unfortunately. So I know I have to reapply. And this seems like a back off. That immediately just yells back off. And seeing the ironized health, yeah, that's a back off. Came to me. Appreciate that. And she's shooting crystals with more back off. But damage, taking damage, boost damage negation is a big help there. Okay. Those are just spears now. Okay, that's a misclick on my end. Don't worry about it. Those are just spears now. And remember how I said, like, oh yeah, because frost resistance? Yeah, okay. One of those hit me and I'm just frostbitten. Okay, stay away from her. They did not in fact stay away from her. Really big swipe. I'm trying to catch some aggro here. Roll through that, that's easy. Her tail also, I noticed, a lot of her like body parts seem either frozen or dying. Don't mind me, I'm just messing with trying to get a thumbnail. I appreciate that, Buff, buddy. I just snapped some pictures, just, you know. Maybe I can use one of them as a thumbnail. That has 3 now, and crystals. Kinda scary. Decide to... Our archer died again, so that's annoying. I believe that was the fire debuff that just went off there. Also, those stay there. If you like trigger the thing, they just stay there for a while. I decide to heal here because I don't know what HP I'm at. Very big arch on that. Get a big crit here, and I'll turn my HUD back on, you know. Kinda nice for you guys to be able to actually see. That's a lot of his health point. I made a mistake. I'm immediately running. Seeing that from first hand, like the big crystal, I didn't really get to see it much in the battle itself, but seeing it now in editing, it's actually pretty cool. Should have taken a picture there. I don't know if any of those were good pictures. Also, it's kind of BS that I just mid-battle just start... Okay, I got this one. I have the revive. That mid-battle, I just start making pictures. Ow. That hurt. Missed that, but at least they're in the circle, so they can revive them safely. Ow. It is really like that. The fight isn't that much different from normal, but she just shoots crystals now, basically, instead of just ice. Like I can probably end it with just these. That's not aimed at me. Extra piece candy. Do get a little bit greedy here, which almost cost me the run, but I lift those. Don't look at my health. And they get the hit there with the very nice hit with the grappling hook. Immediately hit the bow. But yeah, that was my first run. I did manage to win first run, so that was actually pretty fun. I like this fight a lot. I'm definitely going to be grinding it out. And like I said, the Sword of Light and Flame, I don't really get to use all that much. So getting to use it here was actually really fun. I like using weapons that aren't like class specific. All right, well, now we have one thing that we still need to check, because every other Everdark has been pretty big on their schedules. So I wonder what this one actually will do. Frostbite in vicinity conceals self. Starting armament inflicts frost. Improved physical damage negation. That's pretty much what the other one did though, right? Frostbite in vicinity conceals self was already on the other one. But that one had like the frost mist. So I guess if you want to use Poison Mist, you can use this to have it inflict frost on the weapon. I don't really see a benefit for this over whatever else, so improved physical damage negation is a nice perk to have, all things considered. I don't know how much this one is. If it is a, like, solid amount, like a 12% or something, then it's actually pretty big. Anything else, though? No? Alright, well, I guess that was a pretty interesting run. I was thinking Revenant also. Like I said, Black Flame I feel like could do well, but I like the health pool of Guardian. Iron Eye probably pretty good as well. Wilder has innate fire, so you don't have to worry about fire damage. I feel like there's a lot you can do against this boss. And yeah, my Guardian run was pretty fun. I'm definitely going to be grinding this like all week. So yeah, I'm going to leave this here for now. Maybe you'll see another video of this boss. Who knows? But for now, I really hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time.